So, meet Sun Wukong, and this is not just some ordinary monkey. No, he's a celestial being born from a mythical stone egg. Right from the start, he decides he wants to live forever, so he sets out to learn the secrets of the universe, seeking immortality and just unimaginable power. And you know what? He gets it. His power grows to match his wild ambition. He can transform into anything he wants. His staff, it was originally a pillar holding up an entire undersea palace. He single-handedly defeats Heaven's entire army. He becomes this nearly unstoppable force of pure, untamed will. And this title, Great Sage Equal to Heaven, he didn't earn it, he didn't ask for it, he gave it to himself. And he did it after rebelling against what he saw as just some boring, minor job in the celestial government. It's the perfect symbol of that ambitious, restless part of the human mind that absolutely refuses to be put in a box. Okay, now let's do a complete 180. We're gonna go from a divine rebel to a character you probably know and love, but whose story of simple innocence might be a whole lot more complicated than you remember from when you were a kid.
Yeah, we're talking about Curious George. And on the surface, it's just this sweet, charming tale, right? A little monkey, he can't see because a hat is pulled over his eyes, and he's literally stuffed in a bag, taken from his home in Africa, and brought to a big city where his curiosity gets him into all sorts of trouble before he lands in a zoo.
But some literary scholars offer a very, very different take. If you look at it through another lens, they argue the story kind of mirrors the dark history of the Middle Passage. You have a creature taken from Africa, forced across the Atlantic, and ending up in captivity. Now in this reading, the story starts to look less like an innocent adventure and more like a justification for colonialism, turning George from a simple character into a colonial subject. So we've gone from fiction to, well, a different kind of fiction. Let's turn to a real monkey character from Hollywood's golden age. This story is all about that blurry line between what's real and the stories we simply choose to believe. For decades, audiences absolutely adored Cheetah, Tarzan's loyal and funny sidekick. For pretty much everyone, Cheetah was the single, incredible animal actor who lived this amazingly long and famous life, a true Hollywood star. So who was he? Well, the truth is, there was no single Cheetah. The character that we all thought we knew and loved wasn't one animal at all. It was a composite, a character created by many different animal actors over a very long time. And this just shows you the power of that illusion. The role was played by more than a dozen different animals over the years. And get this, in the 1981 film, Cheetah was played by an orangutan. The idea of Cheetah was purely a Hollywood invention. But here's the craziest part. The most famous Cheetah of all, the one who was celebrated for decades as a legend, was a complete and total fabrication. His owner spun this incredible story that the public just ate up, and it wasn't actually debunked until 2008. It turns out we simply created the legend we wanted to believe in. So these stories, from epic myths to children's books to straight-up Hollywood hoaxes, they really do show us different sides of ourselves, don't they? But there's one more classic archetype we need to talk about: the monkey as a symbol of pure, clever intellect. There's a classic fable from the Panchatantra about a monkey who befriends a crocodile. But the crocodile's wife gets jealous and demands the monkey's heart for dinner. So the crocodile betrays his friend, and halfway across the river, the monkey has to think fast. He tells the crocodile he'd be happy to give him his heart, but oh darn, he left it back on the tree for safekeeping. The foolish crocodile actually believes him, turns around, and the monkey escapes to safety. It's a perfect story showing how the monkey represents the power of the human mind to overcome brute force and even betrayal.
So when you put it all together, you see that these characters aren't just animals in our stories. They're these incredible vessels. They carry our biggest ambitions, our most difficult histories, our amazing capacity for self-deception, and yeah, our own cleverness.
So ultimately, our fascination with these primate stories, it tells us so much more about the incredible complexities of being human, our potential, our past, and our illusions than it